You have those mornings where you are laying in bed and it's still dark outside and you look at your clock and it says it's time to get up and you're like, shit, I don't want to get up. Here's the deal. Like, on this path to living and creating a legendary life, there's going to be some times where you just don't feel it, where you have no desire, you have no ambition, where your emotions are going to tell you to slow down, to stop, to give up. And there has to be a decision that you make long before you experience the emotion that overrides that and creates a different choice, where you can act in spite of your emotions. And I'm speaking from experience because that's exactly what I was experiencing this morning. I was just like, I did not want to wake up. I did not, like, I can we just start the weekend early? And then I started thinking about the commitments that I've made to people to show up today, to my clients, to the projects, to my team. I thought about the commitments I made to my family and to myself of the type of life I want to live, or that I want to create. And in that, I got to revert back to this decision that I've made in the past. You know, the word decision is a powerful word because it comes from the Latin, which means desire, which means to cut off. When you make a true committed decision, it's like you're cutting off from any other possibility. I made the decision before this morning that I would wake up, that I would go to the gym, that I would do my morning routine so I could show up in a space of power and certainty and clarity so that I can serve my clients. If I wasn't for that decision, I promise I'd still be in bed right now. But what's powerful is when we make these true committed decisions, then we don't really need to remake them. In fact, what needs to happen is, as we're in these emotional states where we're not feeling like it, that's where we get to shut off our brain and say, don't think. This is my mantra. Literally, this is my mantra on the mornings when I feel like sleeping in. Don't think. And I try to shut off that emotional brain in mine that I know is there to sabotage me and hold me back. And I know that there's a reward on the other side. And so I say, don't think. I get dressed, I put on my clothes, put on my gym shoes, and I head out the door. And here's the key. Movement creates momentum. You don't feel like, there are very few mornings I wake up and think, I want to go run. I want to go to the gym. I want to go, like, there's very few moments where that's the initial emotional, desire inside of me. But the moment I start moving, the momentum begins and it builds and it grows. And then from that space, then all of a sudden, 10, 20, 30 minutes into it, I'm in this space, I'm in the state of living this high vibrational life, and I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling motivated, and I'm feeling grateful that I had made that decision before. So here's the 3 keys that I want to share with you to live an inspired life. Number 1, listen to your emotions, but don't be a servant of them. Once again, listen to your emotions, but don't be a servant of them. This is the first key. Be able to, really listen. Wow, what am I feeling? What's the emotion I'm experiencing? And there's sometimes where your emotions are there to teach you. They're there to help you understand that maybe you need some time to renew and take care of yourself. Maybe there's times where you need to tune into your spirit. Maybe there's times where you need emotional boost, right? Listen to them, but don't be a servant. Being a servant of your emotions is when we step into what I call being an emotional victim. Emotional victimhood is where you feel like you can't have what you want because of your emotions. Well, I couldn't do it because I was too tired, because I was too sad, because I was too angry, because I was... Anytime you use the word because, it means you are giving power over that thing, that emotion, that state, that person, whatever it is, and you become a victim to it. So don't be a servant of your emotion, be a master of your emotions. You make the decision of what you want to experience and what you want to create. The second key, make the decision long before the action. this is important to step into emotional and life mastery to create a legendary life, is to make the decision long before you need to. And this is the true indicator of people that are most successful in their life. Like, listen to this. Like, this is important. They have the capacity to stick with the decision long after the emotion in which the decision was created has faded. I'm going to say that again. They have the power to stick with a decision long after the emotion in which the decision was created has faded. Now, this is really important because there are some times you're going to be like, especially if you go to a legendary seminar, you go to one of our workshops, you listen to a call, you're like, yes, and you make these bold commitments and decisions, and you're excited about the future, and you're excited about the possibility. And then you go back, and it's Monday morning, Tuesday morning, then a week or two passes, and the excitement fades. But those that are truly successful have the ability to stay committed to that decision long after the emotion in which that decision was created has faded. Because it will fade. Emotions go in cycles. So you can't be waiting to feel like it to always make it happen. And the third key, this is important. The third key is this: movement creates momentum. All you need to do is turn off your critical brain and just start taking the steps. One step at a time. Don't think. And you start moving your body. You start engaging your soul and your spirit. You start doing the workout. You start making the calls, whatever it is you've made a decision to do. And the movement creates momentum. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the goal is, when you do these three things, that it just becomes a habit of success. Remember this: you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. What that means is you are a collection of the habits, your thinking, your speaking, and your behaving habits that generate life. This is who you are. And that will generate all of the results in your life. And this field of vibration that you move through is going to be based on those subconscious success habits. So these are some hopefully relevant and meaningful tips if you're like someone like me that sometimes wakes up and you don't feel like doing the stuff you're supposed to do. But when you just take these advice, once again, first, listen to your emotions, but don't be a slave to them. Don't be a servant of your emotions. Be the master of your emotions. 2, make the decision long before you need to. And the third is movement creates momentum. Remember these 3 keys and just practice. Build that muscle. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to become to sustain and to live your legendary life. I love you. Go create some awesomeness. You're incredible. Be legendary.